follow me on this one? Raiders! How about that? How about that? Goddamn, this is what the hell we do. Let's smoke our, let's talk our, the Raiders goddamn way. Let's do it.
Raider Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Chris with Protect the Shield podcast, where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic. The Raiders have made a bold move. They bench Gardner Minshew. They're bringing in AOC. But the big question is, will it matter? Will it make a difference? Will it move the needle? We don't know. But we're going to break down AOC's impact. We're going to talk about a preview of the Steelers and Raiders game. And also, we're going to talk about the ongoing beef, per se, between AP and Davante. Is it real? Have they squashed the beef, or is it off a facade? So we'll talk about it. But let's get into it.
It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just wanna be that hater. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders. Give me a stack, I'ma turn it to some racks. LA deep wanna give us a home, but LV got us on the map. That be a fact, I've let it all on silver and black. Hard Carson and Mad Max got me in, but I've been down since the 90s. You want the black hole, homie, don't try me. Play this road, some say that we grind me. But we bring the revenue every time we grind it. Third and summon, Wallace gone. Renfro caught it, and now he's spinning. Mariota on third, he's sprinting. R.I.P. Madden on Davis and all of the
ill intent, violence, physicality, execution.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, man? Appreciate you stopping through. It is my new installment of Shield Talk Thursday. Yeah, Shield Talk Thursday, man. But hey, I got my boy Scotty Waddy, Raider 1 in the building, man. What's going on, Scotty? How you feeling, man?
What it do? What it do? I don't know how I'm feeling, man. I'm feeling a slight bit better. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm all right. All right, we hanging in there.
You drinking the Kool-Aid, huh? Drinking the Kool-Aid?
I don't know. I'm a little. I'm on the fence on this one.
Nah, I feel it, man. I feel it, man. Shout out to everybody in the Shield Squad that's in the building, man. I got me in the building, not you, not me or you, whatever, man. It's up to you, me. Holla. Got my boy Raider Paul. Raider Paul still on the ledge, man. Raider Paul, we got this, man. We got this. Again, I know you was with me with the whole Minshew. It's not over, though. It's on. We're going to support AOC. He's our quarterback. Raider Paul, I got you. I'm not going to let you in this by yourself, man. We good. We good. I'm going to reel you back in. Sun Goddess, what's going on, Tony? How you doing? Greetings, Raider Nation. Blessings. Blessings to you as well, my queen. My boy Billy Davis in the building. What's going on? He said, what's up, Raider Nation? And Chris, what's going on, Billy, man? Salute to you, my guy. Got my boy Leo in the building. What's happening, Leo? My boy Cheeto Linus. Make sure you guys holler at him for all your flyers, gear, Raider, swag, hats, best apparel in the game, man. Holler at my guy for sure. Got my boy Rambo Adventures. Always hollering at us, man. All the way from Thailand. Shout out to you, man. I don't know what time it is over there. I imagine it's Friday over there and around noon. I don't know. But salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Raiders to death, man. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad you came through. Got Robert Hicks in the building. What's going on, Robert? Got my boy Chris Smith in the building. I always got to shout out my guy, man. He always checks in, man. That's Chris Smith Jr. I always mess it up. But the safety on the team, that's his father, man. Met him in Baltimore. Yeah, met him in Baltimore. Cool dude, him and his wife. It was great meeting them. So every time I see him in here, I'm always going to shout him out. So salute to him. Rambo said it's 8 a.m. on Friday. Okay, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Thailand, man. Got my boy Angelo in the building. Raider Transplant. Salute to you, my guy, man. Good to see you in here as always, man. Let's see. My boy Rambo said, can we just root for the players on the field and not care about the name on the back of the jersey? That's for sure. That's for sure. That's one thing my guy always taught me, man. you know, the name on the front of the jersey is way more important than the one on the back, man. So until we understand as a fan base, you know, sooner will you be better. So we know what Minshew is now. Let's see what AOC can do. You guys know where I stood with Minshew. I'm rocking with AOC since he's our starter. You know, that's where it's at, man. So it is what it is, man. But let's get to business, man. Scotty.
Yo.
First of all, man, for everyone that don't know Scotty, man, he originally from Cali, but now he's in Texas. But he does a fire show with Spicy every Monday. He has great takes, and I love listening to him because he thinks outside of the box. So, and you'll hear about some of his outside of the box thinking today. So I always appreciate, you know, hearing his takes, because you could tell he's not just listening to the national media and coming up with it. Like, he's really thinking it through, man. So I'm glad to have you here, man. So
appreciate it. I appreciate the invite, and I'll tell you right now, man. You know, when you invited me on the show, I said, yeah, it's for sure. You know, you say you're authentic, and I truly believe that. So I appreciate all your content too, and I appreciate the plug for the show and and what I'm putting out there too.
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I value you know, being authentic. I know I'm not gonna be like everyone else, you know, and I'm gonna be right sometimes. I'm gonna be wrong sometimes. Some of you guys have heard me be completely off, but then some of you guys, mostly you guys hear me be completely right, like Corey and Bennett. I'm always taking credit for that because no one believed in Bennett but me. Damn it.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Ja'Cory and Bennett. I'm a big fan of Ja'Cory and Bennett. I see him out there. I see him.
Baller.
He's a baller.
Yeah. For sure. Shout out to Raiders Till Death. He said, yeah, that's one of my favorite shows with Spicy and Scotty. Yes, that's
I appreciate
fire.
You.
That's fire, man. Make sure you guys always check that out on Monday. Which kind you guys go Monday at
it's For Life All Raiders Story. It's on YouTube. That's the best place to catch it at. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern every Monday Night Madness. You're welcome to come on the show. You can appear on camera. You can call in. True. We try to get to all the comments, but sometimes it gets going crazy up in there.
It's madness. It gets madness.
Hey, yeah, it's Monday Night Madness. And you know what? You can air it out, man, as long as you're respectful to everybody. That's all we ask for.
For sure. And shout out to everybody that is in the chat and Instagram. I can't see all you guys, but, you know, make sure if you guys want to join into the conversation, make sure you guys come over to YouTube, Protect the Show podcast on YouTube. Come on in the comments, say hello. We'll talk. You know, I'll get to your comments, man. But so let's talk, man. So let's talk. So, you know, the biggest news right now is our boy, you know, the Davante Adams trade. And you know, about 24 hours ago, everyone was still losing their mind. You know, they're crying over like their dog ran away. You know, even me, you know, it's like we're kind of had to go through the acceptance stage of, hey, you know, our girlfriend's about to dump us, man. Our wife's about to divorce or whatever.
Everybody's grieving.
So now we kind of got a little bit of hope in what AP was saying. So what are your thoughts about that? Like, what are your thoughts about what he said? And after hearing what he said, what's kind of like your reaction, or how do you think we should move forward?
So I'll try not to be too long-winded on this, but I think we got to go back a little bit. You know, when AP got the interim position, since all the way going back to last year, his first decision, if I'm not, it might have been, but whatever. But one of his first decisions was AOC's my guy. He put Garoppolo on the bench with the quickness. I didn't understand why AOC wasn't the guy then this year. I'm not here to debate which quarterback should be where. That's not, it is what it is. But when Minshew was named the starting quarterback, it seemed to me as if AP wasn't calling the shots. It seemed to me like somebody else was made that decision. That's my opinion. I don't have any fact towards that, but that's my opinion. So that being said, fast forward, I'll tell you, I noticed this when do you remember when Davante made that toe tap catch out of bounds in game 2 against Baltimore?
Yeah.
He stretched it out.
Yeah.
Aidan O'Connell was right there on the sideline with the helmet on. You could see him in the play. Go back and review the play. He's in that picture. When Davante catches that ball, he's in there with a helmet on the sideline.
You think he was about to come in?
Yes. The next game in Vegas, I was there. I was live. You can go back to my Facebook, and I said, guys at home, I am seeing Aidan O'Connell warming up on that sideline. His helmet didn't come off. Okay. Next game, AOC gets put in. It's my opinion. I'm basing this off of what I've been seeing, that AP wanted AOC to be the guy, and Telesco overruled him. And I think Telesco's been the one calling the shots. Now we fast forward to this Davante issue, right? Davante signed off on AOC since last season. When asked about, it was just a thing that came out just recently about Gardner Minshew, and Davante Adams says, "Oh, well, he's one of the most strong-minded people that I know." You didn't say nothing about his arm. You didn't say nothing about his football IQ. You didn't say nothing about his decision making. You didn't say nothing about. You said he's strong-minded guy. Okay, all right, that's what. Okay, now all of a sudden, AP is dismissing Davante in the pressers, like he ain't shit. And it's like, oh, he don't even refer to him by name. And then all of a sudden, the presser that came out, was it yesterday? Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. Yesterday, I think it was. Davante's a Raider. He's never not been a Raider. And he's smiling with this little smirk. I'm going to put this out there. Here's my opinion on this whole thing. I think that somebody went into that front office and said, Telesco, this is how we going to do this. Now, watch out, AP. Can you hear me? AP, can you hear me? Watch out for the setup. Watch out for the setup, AP. Watch out, because now that this offense looks a little funny, and now that you letting AP call the shots, and AP, you putting in your guy, well, that's on you, AP.
You the scapegoat. You set yourself up to be the scapegoat.
AP, watch out for the setup. You hear me? Nah. So I think that's what's going on, and I think that, look, here's another thing, and people are going to say, well, everybody said, oh, F did Davante all of a sudden. No. That wasn't my thought. If that was somebody else's, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Right, right. So here's my thing. So now if you say, well, now he don't want to trade, does that mean that Davante had something to say about this? Obviously, if he's saying he don't want to trade, he spoke up. Does that mean that he said, look, man, I want to be a damn Raider, but you got to get your together. And if you get it together, let's do this. And if that's the case, you can look at it any way you want. I'm choosing to look at it optimistically and say, wait a minute. This dude is trying to commit to excellence, and he's saying, hey, look, I want to be here, but let's get it together. This ain't it. Is that a leader? I think it is. Some people can look at that differently.
No, that's definitely a theory. That's definitely a theory, and I respect that. I respect that. So my only pushback on that would be, if that is the case, wouldn't that basically diminish any credibility that AP has as a leader?
I think it was AP and Davante going in and telling Telesco. That's what I think. I think AP and Davante were kind of on the same page. I think they ended up talking about it because I think Telesco was the one calling the shots. So that's why I see it that way. And I think AP, like I said, the reason I brought up Aidan O'Connell warming up and wanting and trying to get in there, because AP was trying to make an on the field decision.
Yeah.
The other decisions have been made off the field.
Yeah,
this is what we're going to do. Yeah. This direction we're going to do. But on the field, hey, Aidan, be ready. I got you, dog. And he can make that decision right there on the field. So I think Davante and AP had a conversation. And they said, and Davante said, I don't want to go, man, but this ain't it. And I think they went and they pulled Telesco's card. That's just my theory. That's just the way I see it. Just by the way that everything's fanned out. I could be completely wrong. I'm just speaking.
I can see that angle. I can see it. Like I said, my biggest thing is, to me, that shows that AP. I mean, really, I like going in. Like to me, that puts AP in a tough position from the beginning, because it's like you have to basically fake the funk all this time. Like you fake the funk like you have some say in something. I mean, you're basically having to lie to the fans, and I always told everyone, like, those pressers and all that. That is just for, to spin the that's why, like, people were like, oh well, Davante in the presser said this the presser is nothing. Like, honestly, it's all about spinning the narrative, and it's all about public relations and stuff like that. That's all the presser's for. You
Absolutely.
never going to get the nitty gritty in the presser ever, unless you get a pissed off coach, like like a Herman Edwards back in the day, where he was just like, whatever, I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Well, that's why, like Marshawn Lynch ain't about that bullshit. And he said, hey, look, I'm here so I don't get fined. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to you. So that's the case. So what they say in those pressers, I agree. It's just a bunch of fluff. Yeah,
it is. So, but then it's just like, and then it's like, one thing about AP, at least for me, the appeal for me is like, he seems real. He seems like to the point. He seems like he doesn't, at least I want to think of him this way. He doesn't sugarcoat it. And he's not going to put that PR spin all the time. But it's like, if all this that you say is happening, then it's like, this whole time he's just kind of been like a puppet.
Well, I think he was.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. And I don't even want to think of it like that, but you might be right.
Yeah, I think he was. I've been saying that I don't think AP is the shot caller here. I think it's Telesco, and I think that they just. I don't think they wanted to. We clearly are in turmoil, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
we're clearly in turmoil. So you get some guys that could turn around and say, "Nah, man, this ain't the way we're gonna do it." And I gotta appreciate that, because they talking about, you want to talk about the Raider way? Hey, man, nah, we doing it like this. This is how this going down, and I kind of have to appreciate that if that's the way that went down.
So, but then my next question is, it seems like a lot of the issue, or at least whatever the issue was, it kind of spun out of control for that team, that the team meeting, after the game on, I think after the Panthers game or whatever.
Yeah, it was after the Panthers game.
So do you have any thoughts on what do you think could have taken place at that point? Because again, like I still don't understand what would have truly made Davante that upset, and at least at him and AP being at odds, if they truly wanted the same thing. Like, if they both were like aligned with, hey, we both want AOC as quarterback, then what would have gotten them to the point where they're just like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm not going to say it, but I know you're going to understand me. AP, back in the day, you used to have people that were doing the work. And you had one of those people was up in the house listening to the boss, man.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And AP's like, hey, man, they give me orders from up here. DA, what you want me to do? Telesco want me to do this. DA, what you want me to do? And finally, I think AP got the stones to say, look.
So you say AP was up in the house? AP was in the house?
I think so. I think AP was in the house. I think he was the one serving the tea, brother.
Oh, shit.
That's the only way I can see it. That's the only way I can see it, because I believe that he wasn't calling the shots from the jump. But last season, at the end of last season, he was calling the shots. He was calling the shots when he took over the team. Something changed.
Because at that point, it was what? It was Champ Kelly was in there.
Exactly. And what changed? The GM changed.
Yeah.
That's what changed. Mark Davis signed up. Mark Davis gave him the job. It ain't Mark Davis. Mark Davis gave AP the job, gave him the nod right off the jump. So, and then all of a sudden, AP's still there. He's still AP. He's still rah-rah. He's still this and that. DA's still there. Crosby's still there. So what changed? Because the team fell apart. I was thinking we was going to be a really solid team this year. We had some things to work on. We had some things to do, but we added some pieces. Christian Wilkins, we got some things going, and then all of a sudden we look like we don't know what a football is. And then Gardner Minshew is now the starting quarterback. Something changed, and that's why I always thought that AP wasn't calling the shots here. So did I lose you there, Chris? Did I lose you? All right, I'm gonna keep it going until Chris gets back in here with us. I think I might have lost him. I'll get into a few little comments. Let's see. Protect the Shield podcast, K. Adams show. After the Panthers, DA had her ask him if GM should be the starter. Did I got you back there, Chris?
I'm back, man. I don't know what's going on, man.
That's all right. I was going through a comment. Let me just finish it up. Rambo Adventure.
Yeah, go ahead.
DA had asked her, ask him if Gardner Minshew should be the starter. Look and listen to his answer when AP stuck with Gardner Minshew after suddenly a hamstring happens. Okay. I mean, how these players do it and all that. I'm hoping, I'm optimistic that Davante said, look, man, I want to be here. I asked for a trade because y'all ain't got your shit together. I hope that's what happened. And then after, when we all got together and had a meeting, Davante said, all right, I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's move in the right direction. I hope that happened. Again, that's an optimistic view.
Cool. Hey, I appreciate you holding it down while I'm having my issues over here, man.
Yeah, you good.
I forgot what I was about to say. I feel like I was about to start cooking again, man. But
you might have been. What
were we talking about? So I'm sure we're talking about.
I was making a historical comparison there.
Oh yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, but honestly, so then it goes back to, and I know one thing that you've always been, ever since I've known you, you've been real critical of Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Just from the top. So, if any of this is true that you're saying, then it's like, what do we think that, because when Mark decided to not hire Champ, which it seemed like that would have worked so well, just Champ and AP, since they kind of went through all this together. But it's like you bring in a GM that doesn't necessarily have a chance to bring his coach in. Whereas like Champ, it seemed like Champ, when they were still kind of vetting all the head coach prospects, Champ was in that he was in the process. So it was like he kind of still had a chance to hire AP in a way. Right. So, it's almost like, okay, he decided not to get Champ Kelly as a GM. He brings in Telesco. But what did Mark say, kind of like how the hierarchy really going to be? Like AP, even though you were already here, Telesco is going to be calling the shots. If you guys disagree on something, what Telesco says goes. Like, how do you think that conversation was with Mark? Do you? I mean, he had to bring them together and kind of talk about that. But do you think going into it, like AP understood that, regardless, I don't even know what this guy's philosophy is. I know my philosophy is this.
Well, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. One thing that I've been praising AP on is that he knows that he doesn't know everything. So he's willing to go out there and get a guy. Okay, you know about this. Okay, you all right, you do that job. And so when you think about it that way, and you have this meeting, and you got Mark, and you got Sandra, and you got Telesco, and you got AP, you say, what would be logical for AP to say? Okay, GM, do your job. That would be that goes with what he's done so far.
Yeah.
But at one point, you got to understand, AP got a ring. AP is a winner. AP is already a winner. AP came from nothing to go, to go do something. And he know Telesco ain't never put on the path, not that I know of, not to be in the locker room with the boys, not like that. So it kind of makes sense that, okay, Telesco, you know what you're doing? Go ahead. But there had to be some headbutting there, man. It's no way around that.
I know.
No way around that.
No,
so that's what draws me to that conclusion.
No, I respect that. I respect that. To me, it just seems like an uncomfortable situation because it seems like everyone's not aligned. Everyone is not aligned. Everyone, and this should have been dished out before any kind of hiring was made. Like, you got to make sure all three levels are cohesive in a common goal, man. And that's what good organizations do. And I hate to say it. I mean, we are just dysfunction, man. And until we get all levels, the owner needs to be in line with the GM, or actually owner, president, GM, coach, coordinators. Like it seems like there is a disconnect almost at every single level.
So, and I just thought about this with your thought. We started this season talking about we're not gelling. Everybody was saying we're not gelling. And I was really critical of that because I said, no, this is bullshit. Because if we're not gelling, then why did all the starters miss the third game of the preseason?
Thank you.
I've been saying that. Like, okay, but wait a minute. Maybe it's not the players that weren't gelling.
It's
Maybe it was further up. And I just thought about that. And this is just coming off the dome. You know what I'm saying? These things, there seems to be some type of logic to all these things, now that you're looking back on it. Hindsight's 2020, but again, that's just my theory, but somebody's toes got stepped on. I'll guarantee that somebody's toes got stepped on. If it is true that Davante's all of a sudden doesn't want to trade, something happened there.
Right. And the thing, and shout out to even the haters in the building. I got some Chiefs fans in the building, man. Salute to you, Trip. Hey, it's all good. You guys are at the top of the totem pole. Hey, it is what it is. I'll let you get it in until we beat you again. So, no, but you're right. And I just think, we have to get it together, just from each level, because, I personally am a fan of Mark Davis. I think, from what I do know about him, I think he wants to do the right thing. I think he understands, at least compared to his dad, at least he understands his weaknesses and doesn't try to overstep. I just think he doesn't necessarily make the best decisions when trying to get the right football guys in here. But I'm not mad at his attempt for doing like the things that he did, because, just like I said, I think yesterday, at the time, Gruden wasn't a bad idea. And I think a lot of Raider fans were okay with it, for the most part. Now the McDaniels one, the McDaniel ones was a little bit different just because of his history, but I could still see the vision of what he wanted to do. He wanted to get a guy that was known as a offensive guru and be able to partner him with Derek Carr and some of these weapons, and give Derek Carr like a real cerebral type of coach. So I understood it, but he swung and missed at the end of the day.
And this is what I've been critical about Mark Davis on. One of the things is that I was on the show, and this was a while back, but I call him Mark Splash Davis. He always wants to make a splash. He, like, you can shine a dangling anything shiny in front of his face, and he's gonna want to take it. And I dig that, man, but it's not the smartest thing. But I will give him credit right now, because I don't think he's making a lot of these decisions anymore. I think that he's come to find out, hey, man, I need to hire somebody to make those decisions.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit for that,
Right.
But again, with Telesco too, bringing Telesco in, nobody knows Champ Kelly. Nobody knew him, but as in that capacity, at least as a GM capacity, I'm saying.
Yeah.
But then you went and got Telesco, and I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to say.
For sure. And shout out to old school FCF. Like at least he swung. And honestly, and that's where I respect him, because I feel like at least he swung. He's not, because there's a lot of organizations out there that wish their owner would at least take a chance, at least try to do something. And like I can't get mad at Mark for that, because again, he's not necessarily a football guy, but he had advisors around him.
Right.
You know, and he trusted those advisors, because in fact, I think before he died, I even think John Madden was advisor for him for a long time.
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, he was like part of that. And I know like Marcel Reese and some other guys were just kind of the trusted guys that he listened to. And I don't know, man. It's like he can only go by his advisors. And again, I'm not giving him no excuse, because one thing that his first decision that pissed me off was when he got rid of Hugh Jackson and brought in Reggie McKenzie, and he brought in Dennis out. That was the first thing that really pissed me off. And that decision literally took us back like 5 years at least. But again, I think, you know, the Raiders organization and John Gruden, you know, they were at odds. You know, Al, you know, when Al died, you know, him and Gruden probably haven't talked for decades. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that, well, at least a decade, but the fact that Mark always kind of had a good relationship with John, and he always wanted John, and he did what he had to do to get John. So, you know, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping on it. So,
yeah. I mean, I'll give him that, and I've seen of late. You know, I think he's trying, but he's just not good at it. You know, I mean, I can go out there and put my Raider, and I can throw the ball, but I might not hit someone. I can try.
So you're trying, but just suck. For sure. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. West Coast Buckeye. Got my boy Freddie Chavez in the building. Was that Dorothy Wood Inc.? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Probably am. My boy Dub Raider in the building. Everybody in the building, man. Let's see. I mean, got everybody. Leo, Unfazed. I know I see Unfazed in here fussing. He always fussing, but shout out to Unfazed. But shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Make sure you guys did not hesitate to hit the thumbs up for me, man. That really goes a long way. Salute to everybody that's over there in Instagram world. Again, I can't see you right now, but you know, if you guys want to come on over to YouTube, man, and join the conversation, that would be awesome. So, but again, so we'll switch this up a little bit, man. But actually, let me Rainbow's comment. So he said, you have to know that the Raiders have been broke since the 80s. Mark had to make decisions to keep the ship floating. The Mac trade was because Mark Davis did not have, I guess he's saying, the money.
Oh, I don't know if he's money.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure. No, like I said, and I'm not tripping about a lot of stuff that Mark did. At the end of the day, because that is one thing, we didn't have the money to pay all these high bonuses and stuff. Like now we're able to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now we're able to, you know, be able to, you know, because Mark has more money. But before, you know, we were broke. And I remember listening to Amy Trask kind of talk about, you know, some of the positions that Al had her in. Whoa, that sounds wild. Some of the financial
decisions.
Yeah, the business decisions that Al made that kind of put the Raiders in tough situations for someone like Amy that had to kind of maneuver out of those. So yeah, so it's, you know, a lot of people want to crack on Mark, and I know he's an easy target, but you're not gonna hear too much from me. But I just want to make sure going forward, man. I mean, the honeymoon phase has been over.
Oh yeah.
You know, we need results, man.
Yeah.
We need results at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So so to kind of switch things up a little bit, man. I know, you know, a lot of people had a chance to hear about Michael Mayer and kind of the, you know, the news that we got from him. So, you know, without us kind of going too deep into it, man. But what are your thoughts about that? Because a lot of people's kind of, you know, what's going on with Mike? You know, does he want to get traded to or whatever?
Yeah, look, I don't like reading into. I don't like Dub Raider. I'm puffing on a New World. AJ Fernandez. Yeah, New World. There you go.
Hey, Dub knows his. He knows his sticks, man.
He knows his stuff. All right, my boy. I don't like reading into you know too much of that. football players are human beings too. Life happens to them too, so until further notice, let it be a personal issue. Let it be what he's doing. I guess there was something talking about somebody said that they contacted the Raiders and it was an issue that he's dealt with before in life. I don't know, man. I don't know this guy's life. You don't know what's going on. I'm gonna let it be at that. And until further notice, I just don't like to go that deep into, each and every little word about stuff,
Yeah. No, same here, man. At the end of the day, as a lot of people know, I've always been a big Darren Waller fan, and one of the main reasons I like Waller is because I started listening to his podcasts, and I just like hearing his story, how he came a lot of things. And I know a lot of people, they kind of get pissed off about, how things ended with him, man. But regardless, and I'm not saying with Mayer it's mental health, but whatever it is, people that got some kind of personal things going on, man, you got to respect that, at the end of the day, because if your mind isn't right, man, nothing else in life really matters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like us, we're fans. So really all we care about is what's going on the gridiron, what's going on the field. But
listen, personal problems, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, great quarterback.
Yeah.
Personal problems went downhill. Tiger Woods.
The greatest. Yeah, he would have been the greatest.
Come on now.
Yeah.
These guys are human too, So again, until further notice, I'll let it be what it is. But
that's
I would even press the trade and who don't nobody know no Michael, man. Come on, man. He ain't no Davante. He ain't no, top dude that, everybody's dying to have on their team.
Yeah.
Man, let it be what it is, man. That's just my thought on it.
Yeah, I mean he's a young. I mean at the end of the day, most of us are a lot older. He's a young dude, man. He's trying to figure things out, and it could be anything. It could be anything. But my thing is, let's just get the face. And like I was talking to Spicy yesterday, I think one thing the Raiders do a good job of, I feel like, is taking care of the personal issues of the player. Because I had to remind her, just like, as crazy as that Chandler Jones thing was, it was crazy for us because we had to kind of like see all the craziness.
Yeah.
But I think the Raiders handled that pretty well.
Yeah.
For how it could have been. Like, imagine if that happened in like Cleveland or something like that. That would have still been an issue right now to this day. You know what I'm saying? So, so I don't know. Shout out to people in the chat. Let's see, my boy Unfazed. He ain't like me saying he was fussing. He said fussing means keeping it real. I hear you, man. He said I ain't been wrong since. I hear you, Unfazed. I hear you. Raiders talk that, aka fuss. Come on, y'all. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, man. I hear you. My girl Raider Deb. What's going on, Raider Deb?
Peace.
Good people right there. Let's see. Prayers for Michael Mayer. Hey. You just have to take a step back and keep plugging. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah.
It's just,
you can't, man. Can you imagine? We could fill up YouTube channels 24/7 if we entertained every single little. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Oh
it's something you don't know, man. It could be, something wrong with this somebody, family member. Hey, you don't know. And the country is battling mental illnesses and PTSDs and all kinds of stuff. He ain't exempt from that, and I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying, hey, there's so many factors out there that until he's saying something different, then I'll just leave it at a personal matter, and that's his business.
For sure. All right, man. So let's kind of pivot a little bit and get to forward. We kind of discuss all the craziness, the drama. AOC is announced as a quarterback.
Yeah.
For you, what does that mean to you? And what do you think are realistic expectations going forward for this offense?
So, and I've heard you say this before, and I completely agree. We're a pass first team, and at this point, I think that Aidan O'Connell is the better passer of the two. I'm not going to sit here and debate quarterbacks because at the end of the day, neither one of them are the Allen Iverson of the situation. Let's put it that way.
I'm glad you said Allen Iverson too. I love that. I love that. That's my boy.
Yeah. Neither one of them is, at least not at this point. I think I think we have so many offensive weapons that I think AOC is the better of the two choice. I'm not saying he's going to go in there and do and create a miracle, because we still have a lot of other problems, and I don't know how many quarterbacks could go in here and create a miracle at this point. But just because of the makeup of this team right now today, I think it's the better decision. Until proven otherwise, we got to see.
Yeah, so my biggest thing, everybody knows, it's well documented kind of where I stood with the quarterback thing. I still think Gardner is a better quarterback, but we're moved on from him. We already saw what could happen, or what happened with Gardner. I don't think it's all his fault, but he didn't get the job done. He didn't get the job done.
Right.
And we're in a results business. Almost doesn't count. All this woulda, coulda, shoulda doesn't count. If he would have did this, it didn't happen. Gardner, you got to go to the bench. It is what it is. But my thing is, for everyone that's been telling me, hey, this offense will be running so much better if we had AOC in, and all, like, I want to make sure they keep the same energy. That's my thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I don't agree with that at all. I think we have some other issues. There's a lot of other factors going on in there. I thought the AOC should be the choice, but in the first two games, if I'm being realistic, at least in the first two games, I couldn't put a lot of that on Gardner Minshew.
No,
I don't know who could stood back there.
Nobody.
Now, I know. So in the last couple games, I've been a lot more critical of them. But again, like I said, I don't think either one is the answer. But I think the better option, if this is what I got to choose from, I think it is AOC.
Yeah.
But it remains to be seen. Again, I don't expect AOC to go out there and be 500 yards and 6 touchdowns, and I don't expect that at all. We still got an offensive line issues that we got to deal with. We still got play calling issues that we got to deal with. Yeah. We still got extending plays, extending our staying out on the field on offense that we got to deal with. So there is too many factors for one person to just be the answer. And I'll tell you right now, you can get the best quarterback in the world, in the league right now, and he's going to struggle with what we got going on right now. So
absolutely, and that was always my biggest thing. It was like, let's look at the big picture, what the problem is, and like every game, but I couldn't just put it on one person. Like, I feel like in previous years, you could look at it, be like, man, if we would just fix this, it'd be all better. But it was just because usually we at least have somewhat of a running game, at least some kind of a run threat. For us to be 32nd at one point, I don't know where we are right now, but I imagine we're probably close. But 32nd in the NFL in running.
Yeah. Hey, let me touch on that with you, Chris. I heard some, and I haven't done my homework on this. I heard it on a show I was listening to when I went to go get my son. But I heard that Dalvin Cook isn't on a team right now. He's on a practice squad. Do we know about that? Do you know about that off the top of the dome?
I remember that he was available, but I don't know if anyone picked him up either. Honestly, I don't know.
I haven't heard his name all year.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good one. And honestly, I've always been a guy that said, let's kick the tires on someone like him.
Yeah.
He said the Cowboys. They said I think. I don't know if
he on there now. Payne, is he on their practice squad, or is he on their squad, on their team, on the roster?
Yeah, he said, isn't he? So he might be on the Cowboys, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't do my homework on it, but I was like, Dalvin Cook? Ain't nobody Dalvin Cook? Wait a minute.
Oh yeah. No, I've always been. I mean, I know he's getting a little older and he had the injuries, but yeah, someone like Dalvin Cook. I mean, because again, I never believed in Zeus. That's another one that I was saying this last year. Like, everyone was like, so like, oh, Zeus is gonna do X. I'm like, if you really watch him and study him, man, he's not a guy that can carry a whole load.
Yeah, I wasn't sold on Zeus ever. I think he did some good things. I think he had some good plays, but I don't think he's the one that can carry the load. I think he can come in there in some downs and get some things done. No doubt about it. He ain't trash. I'm not saying that, but he ain't running back one material.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Let me get to some of these comments, man. But shout out to everybody. So my boy Raider Chaos, he said, I think our O-line will start to gel soon. So I think that's a question. That's a good question. So me personally, man, I have to say from a pass blocking standpoint, I feel like they've improved from a couple weeks.
What are we talking about? Say it one more time.
So he's talking about like the O-line, how will the O-line? He's asking he's asking, do I think they'll gel soon? I think they're slowly getting better.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
You know, I think from a pass blocking standpoint, I mean, there's still some issues, but like the first few weeks, Colton Miller looked like one of the worst linemen in the league. And I hated saying that, but
I know
he was like a liability. And I know he's trying to get back in shape, but he played horrible like those first few weeks. And I feel like he's getting a little better.
Yeah.
Putting JPJ in there is like lights out.
Now
that dude, we got us one. We got us a guy.
Talk about plug and play with that dude. Forget about it. Boy, you just put him in there. Boom. It was, you could see it.
Oh, yeah.
It was evident.
And he didn't have the best, just kind of watching the film, just because I went back and really broke down some plays. He didn't have his best game. Like his game before was better than this past game, but you can just see that mentality that he has. It's like if he's not hitting somebody, he just doesn't know what to do. He just he's like in his mind, he's like, I need to be hitting someone, and he's looking for someone to hit. And I love that about him.
They said that the refs went over to him and the AP and said, "Hey, man, he needs to calm down a little bit." What? Okay, I like that.
That's old school, right? Hey, yeah, like that's something I could feel like Art Shell. Yeah, like back in the day, like that's right. Said something about Art Shell, like, "Hey, calm this guy down" or whatever. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Chaos, man, I think eventually they will. I know we got to figure out that right tackle spot. Sounds like Thayer Mumford has a chance of coming back this week. I'm not sure, but I've seen some good things with Glaze. I've seen some bad things with Glaze. He's still young, but I like seeing them two kind of fight it out. So I wouldn't mind continue seeing who wins that.
Yeah.
All eyes on G. He said, Chris, Scotty, the nation, salute, man. Salute to you too.
Peace, my brother.
Raider Deb, she said, in a weird way, I feel like we're starting a new season. It's a weird year so far, that's for sure, in the whole league. That is true. I mean, we're 2-3. I think we're one game outside of, having a playoff, being in a playoff like picture. I know it's still early, but if the season were to end today, I think we should be like one game out or whatever.
I gotta agree with that comment because I was one of the people that just said, before this whole AOC and Davante thing changed over the past 24 hours or so, I was like, man, I think the season might be over, but it kind of feels like maybe there's a little something just.
See, I'm glad. See, and honestly, again, everyone knows how I feel about AOC, but I'm glad at least the fan base is reignited. Like, I am not about this tanking mess, and whatever. Maybe my mindset is why we keep being mid every year and never get a quarterback. But like, I don't want to just lose on purpose. Like,
I don't agree with losing on purpose either. I don't agree with tanking. I don't even like the word. But at the end of the day, my point has always been that. If you go into the draft, would you rather go in 8-9 or would you rather go in 2-15?
No, I agree there. No, I agree there.
But I hate to say it.
No, I agree. But I also think there's something about like where your morale is at the end of the season as well. Like I feel like even though we won some, I guess, meaningless games, under AP at the end, like I think like that Christmas game and like that 63-point game that we had, like I think that meant something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I was at the last game against Denver in Vegas that last year. And even my son that was with me, he was like, I've never seen Raider fans this happy before.
That's what I'm saying.
And we had nothing to play for.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So and that's why it's like when you hear about the tanking, it's like I get it because those games could make us miss out on a franchise quarterback. I get it, but it's the fan in me and just the competitor in me, and like I don't know, man. I
you never want to lose.
Yeah, it's a loser mentality, man. It's a loser mentality.
Yeah.
And
really, not one single person on that field got to where they got to by not being extremely competitive at a high level.
Exactly.
So to get the team to say it just doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just a little too much.
Oh yeah. Let me go to a couple questions. So Payne asked a question. Who do you guys think starts at quarterback for the Steelers? Me personally, I think they're still gonna go with Justin. Honestly,
I think they're gonna stay with Justin.
Yeah, at least until he struggles. And honestly, I think, yeah. I mean, because Justin, I mean, he's been doing enough to win some games, but he's not really going to scare you too much with his arm. So we'll see how that goes. But you think Justin as well?
Yeah, I think they're going to stick with Justin.
Okay. Another question, my boy Dub. He said, "So Chris, do you think we'll regress with AOC?" I can't say I think we'll regress, but I think it'll be a lot of the same. I mean, I still think it's going to be a lot of the same. I think, actually, it's going to be a lot of the same because I still think we're not going to be able to run. I think the line is still going to be, piss poor. I don't know how Getsy's play calling can differ, between the two quarterbacks. I mean, if you want to say Aidan has a liver arm, maybe it opens up a certain pocket of his play calls that maybe he didn't feel comfortable running with Gardner. But then again, some of the bootlegs and movement of the quarterback, you probably can't do that. So, I don't know. But what's your thought on that, Scotty?
So I mean, the word regress there is the operative word. You can't get lower than 32.
Right.
I mean, we can't be 33rd.
Right.
So no, I don't think we can regress. I mean, we're at the floor right now.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're at the floor. It's either lateral or up. If you ask me, it's got to be one of the two. Again, one thing that I saw that AOC did when he came in, he seemed a lot more poised in there, and he was like saying, "Hey, move here, do this, do that, whatever that is." And if it works, or if it's just talk or whatever, I like that more. Maybe changing something around. Maybe he's seeing something. I don't know. But I wasn't seeing that out of Minshew as much. And I like that. Now, does it prove to be beneficial? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But yeah, we can't get worse. It's hard to make this offense worse.
Shout out to Unfazed. He said, "Skip me, bro. I'll never be chat friendly." Oh man, shout out to you, man. But shout out to everybody in the chats, man. You guys are moving pretty quick. But but you're right. Let's see. So a good thing is we don't even have to try to tank. We're already tanking without even trying. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. Let's see. If having the highest picks in the draft accumulated to winning programs, the Browns would be one of the best. That's a good one.
Well, but in all fairness, that's true. It is true. You're right. But the Browns are a shitty organization also.
But most shitty organizations are always drafting at the bottom, though.
Well,
usually it's like the Detroits and the Cincinnatis and the Bears. It's usually like the same 7 teams that are always in the bottom.
They are, but one word or 2 words: Jaden Daniels.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
But look, his point is correct, but you have to at least get a shot.
No, that's true.
You can't score points if you don't take a shot. So
yeah,
I dig what you're saying, though, man. It's not wrong what you're saying, but we got to have a shot at it. We got to put somebody under center, man. We have to.
No, that's true. And plus, I mean, it's all about making the right decision anyway. Because, like, regardless, quarterback or not, I mean, if we would have made the right decisions when we were down there at number 4, and like even if it's not a quarterback, we still would have put ourselves in a better position where at least we got everything else around us where we can just be a quarterback away. But like, how are we still not even just a quarterback away, and we've still had opportunities? Like, I think someone was talking about, Tyree Wilson. Like, we get, the Tyree Wilsons of the world. I mean, we can go back talking about the 5 first-round picks Gruden had in those 2 years. Like, we have none of them right now. You know, some's not even in the league right now. So just like, I don't know, man. It's not gonna, like, you very, very seldom have, an opportunity to, make a big switch like that in a year or two. I mean, there are some teams, and Houston's one of them, that CJ Stroud, and we're seeing, you're right, with Jaden Daniels. So
baller.
You're right.
Those are ballers. Like,
right.
I mean, if you don't get the ball, you can't take the shot.
That's true.
That's, I dig it. And I think Payne also, he made another good comment here. For every Jaden Daniels, there's 3 Bryce Youngs. Okay. I mean, touche. I got you. But again, if you don't have the ball, you can't score the points.
That's true. And the crazy thing, me and my buddy was talking about this like a few weeks ago. Everyone just praises what what Houston did, being able to get Stroud. But the crazy thing is that last game when Lovie Smith was still coach and he won that game.
Oh, that's right.
And that's the reason why Houston fired him, because he won that game. So therefore they weren't the number 1 pick no more. Yeah. But if they would have lost that game and was a number 1 pick, they probably would have drafted Bryce Young.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You just never know.
You don't know. You don't know. But at the end of the day, they were there to do something.
Yeah. Good point.
I mean, so it can go both ways. A lot of people say, well, the drafting, it ain't for sure. It ain't. But again, if you're not there, how you can't score.
Yeah.
So
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. This is one of those things. Man, shout out to everybody in the comments, man. I appreciate you guys, definitely stopping through, man. Let's see. Let me get to, I didn't even get a chance to talk about everything I want to talk about. But yeah, let's kind of just give a quick just a preview of, just the upcoming game. Let me get this out the way first. So just a look at just kind of the league rankings. So points per game, we're 22nd, and they're actually 26 for points per game. Rank. This is not the amount, but this is just the ranking.
Oh, the ranking. Okay.
Yeah. So the points per game allowed, they're ranked number 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're ranked 28, and that just shows how their defense. I mean, and that's the thing. We know how the Steelers are. They're always going to have a good defense.
Yeah.
Total yards, we're ranked 24. They're ranked 23. Passing yards, we're 15. They're 27. So they're going to try to run the ball.
Well, part of that is Justin Fields.
It's Fields. Yeah, I was about to say. With Fields. But yeah, but then running yards per game, we're 30. We came down from 32. So and honestly, I do see a couple splash plays of, I know Abdullah had a good run last week. Madison seems like he's finding the hole a little better. So I'm hoping that we can continue to do that, but it's going to be tough this week with, kind of dealing with some of those beasts that they got for the Steelers.
Yeah, they got one of their linebackers is out. That's really good.
High power.
No, it's a Neighbor or something like that. He's a linebacker. He's really good, man, and he's out for this game. So I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I got the injury report. Yeah, we'll go through that next. Yeah. So yards games allowed. The yards per game allowed. They're ranked 8. We're 17. But this is a story of the game right here. The turnover differential.
Wow.
I mean, we're 31st, man. And again, and I think that is a big reason why Gardner's not there. I mean, again, I don't even blame him for all the turnovers. Yeah, like that last turnover, on the pick six, that was crazy. But some of the other turnovers, not all him, but still the fact that, and this is twofold because we got to get more turnovers too.
Yeah.
We got to get the ball out. We got to make plays. Jack Jones, man, like he's a guy that I thought coming into the season we're gonna get some pick sixes or he's gonna be able to get his hands on some balls. He's been very disappointing.
I wasn't sold on Jack Jones.
Really?
I wasn't. He came in a little bit rah-rah. He came in as AP's boy and all that, but I was like, man, the jury was still out for me on him. I think he's being outplayed by the other guys out there in the secondary for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he's trash. But
no, he's not trash. Yeah.
But the jury's still kind of out for me on him,
For me, the biggest thing with him that what won me over was like you could tell he watches film.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and to me, that's huge because we know he's a freakish athlete, but a guy that watches film and takes his craft seriously, you're always going to win me over. So once I knew that about him, I'm like, and he's going to want to make AP look right because AP went up to Mark's desk and pounded the table for him.
He co-signed on him.
Exactly. So I'm like, so I love hearing that part. So again, I don't know. I'm not giving up on him by no means, but I want to start seeing some bigger plays, but then also that front four is going to have to get more pressure, and it's going to be hard because we got two of our stars out, Kuntz and now Wilkins. Max is banged up. Adam Butler's playing like a maniac, but
Adam Butler is a monster.
He is, but now we need Tyree, man. If we need right now is the time we need Tyree more than ever, man.
What do you think about Tyree this season?
You say what?
Why? So what do you think about Tyree this season?
He's who I thought he was. He's who I've been like. He's soft. He's soft and he just doesn't have the mentality. Like he has all the physical gifts. He has the long arms and, he has the physique and, everyone was all going crazy because it looked like he was doing bicep curls all year. Like it doesn't matter. Like if you don't have that mentality just to be a dog, because like Max didn't come out polished, but Max had a stupid work ethic, man. And it's like, if you don't got all the tools, man, if you got to at least have the work ethic, you cannot not have both.
Yeah, so. I was really hoping that he would come in and kind of dazzle a little bit, but he's just been mid. He's just been mid at best.
No, yeah, for sure. So again, salute to everybody in the comments, man. My boy Eric Raiders, he said, "Nation, I just got in the building. I hope we're not talking about tanking." From our own fans. I can't stand that. Yeah, for sure. I don't tolerate no tanking talk over here, man. For sure. But I appreciate everybody in the comments, man. I know I ain't get a chance to get to all you guys, man. But then just real quickly, want to go over the injury report just real quickly. Just some of the key things that I saw that stood out. Divine Diablo's back. And I never thought that I would say it, but I miss him, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he kind of he's been up and down, man.
Yeah, he's hit and miss.
But the thing is, I could tell with him not being there, like it immediately showed whether it's just his communication out there.
Yeah.
I know he's not the most physical guy, but I can't lie. I'm going to be excited to see him back out there. So that's just that. I see Tommy Eichenberg. He didn't practice. Tyreek McAllister looks like he's back. Jacoby Myers. So that he didn't participate yesterday or today. So I'm not sure if he's just kind of resting, trying to heal. We definitely need him. Let's see. Got Thayer Mumford. He's back limited, so that'll be interesting to watch. Mm-hmm. Jackson Powers Johnson, a knee thing. I didn't get a chance to read too much into that, so I'm not sure if that's something where they're kind of resting him as well, just being caution. Yeah, we definitely need him.
Yeah.
Thought it was interesting seeing DeCamerion Richardson limited this week, so at least he's out there practicing a little bit. Looks like Zamir's not going to go. Trey Taylor, he's full, so thought that's interesting. Just kind of looking at the Pittsburgh, not too much kind of stood out. Are you talking about that Nick Herbig?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that dude's pretty good, man. He's pretty good.
So he's probably not playing. Alex Highsmith, I keep hearing that he probably won't play. I mean, I know it's tough with a groin sometimes, so he's a beast. Honestly, I'm okay with him being on the bench for sure.
Yeah, for
sure. Looks like everyone else, they're just kind of resting. They're tight end, Freiermuth. I know he's kind of he could be a good security blanket, so I'm not sure if he's gonna go or not. So I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Are there any key matchups that you're going to be looking at and that you're kind of worried about?
I don't know about worried about, but I think we gotta put a spy on Justin Fields. I think that he can be able to do some things with this, extend some plays with his legs. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns already. I'm not saying he's this huge threat. I'm not saying that, but
he can be.
He can be.
If you don't watch him, he'll
right. The key matchups is going to be the offensive line with what he can do with TJ Watt. You obviously got to contain him, or at least do your best. TJ Watt he's a top-notch play. There's no way around that. And he's got to be try to take care of him. Other than that, I mean, Jacorian Bennett, I'm looking for him to make some plays. I'm hoping he's on what's his name? What is their wide receiver?
The dude with the what's his name? Tall dude with the attitude. I know you're talking about.
Anyways, I can't think of his name right now. But I'd like to see that matchup. That's going to be a good matchup right there.
Pickens. That's his name.
Pickens. Yep. Let's see what you can do out there, Jacorian. Let's go, boy. I got faith in Jacorian Bennett, man. I've been calling his number the whole time.
Whoa. No, I'm not letting nobody else on this bus, man.
What do you mean?
You was calling his number the whole time. Since when?
Since he's been with us.
I don't know. I might have to go back. I might have to go back to the archives, man.
Well, I thought he's been playing good since he got with us. I know he had some funny stuff going on last year, but I was like, dude, this guy's a rookie, but he's out there. I like Jacorian Bennett from the jump.
All right, man. I'm getting.
He didn't do great things last season, but this whole season I've been like, man,
I felt like I was by myself, man. I felt like I was getting stoned by everyone. Especially in this chat. A lot of these people in this chat was stoning me.
I never talked down on Jacorian Bennett. That's an extremely tough position to play. And and I think he did what he could do last season. And this season, I've been calling his number all year long. Yeah, I'm like, that dude can play. That dude can play. He's breaking up passes. He's out there.
He's our cornerback one.
Yeah. I've been a fan of Jacorian Bennett.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Again, whoever that matchup is, with them and with him, that's going to be interesting to see. I don't know about any other necessarily matchup type things that I can think of off the top, but
yeah, for me, it's what our young rookies on the line. They're dealing with some future Hall of Famers. You got Glaze going to deal with Watt.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
The good thing is you get a chance to go against a Max Crosby all week for the most part, so you get good practice. I mean, Watt's a little different though because he's more bendy. He's not going to beat you with power so much. He got just good moves. He got that dip.
Football IQ is what he's
got. Yeah, and he got that. He got a dip, man. So he's going to move his feet. But then also, you're talking about Hayward, man.
Mm-hmm.
JPJ. The thing is, I don't mind JPJ at least giving his go at him because he's going to be physical. But I'm scared of what Hayward's going to do to Andre James, man.
Yeah,
that's the one. I mean, because that's the type of player that he always struggles with, like those true power big guys. That worries me, man.
Yeah, you're
That
right
worries.
about that. Yeah.
So
Andre
you know,
James, eh, man.
yeah, it's like he hasn't had a chance to like progress. I feel, it's like I don't know, man. I don't know because I don't know. We all see the film, so I don't need to say nothing.
Yeah, you see him getting pushed around out there like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So again, you take that back to the quarterback conversation. Who can deal with that? Who
Right.
can actually deal with that?
Right.
You got those 5 guys out there for a reason, and and there's weak links. There's weak links. And you going against top pass rushers and stuff like that. Hey.
Yeah. Raider Deb, tell him, girl. She said some of y'all still didn't hit the like up top. Get him, Deb. Get him, Deb. All you gotta do is hit the screen, man. I got it vertical for you. You don't even gotta go find a button. Just hit the screen. That's it.
Hey, Chris, and it's free, bro. It's
free. It's free 99.
Everybody likes
ladies
free.
and gentlemen. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. My boy Superman, what's going on? He said we don't know either. Yeah, it is. We're trying to. I don't know, man. I don't want to give up on none of these guys, man. And I don't want to start thinking about the draft yet. So many of my friends are already they want to start doing mock drafts damn near. I'm like, no, man, we're 5 games in. It's just the first quarter of the season. Let's bounce back. It's whatever.
Oh,
man.
I'm on that train. I don't think Getsy's play calling is getting us anywhere. We got no spacing. We got people running into each other, and it's just I don't know what we're going to be able to do with it. I just don't. And again, like I said, I kind of started looking long term more than short vision here. But
so you're already done with the season?
I gotta say that that over the last 24 hours, my thoughts have changed a little bit.
So you feel a little better?
I do. I do. I feel a little better because I think something happened. I don't know what it is, but I think something happened, and I think it's in a positive way for us. And since we're just 2-3, okay, well, maybe we can do something with this. But I don't think we can win 10 games out of this season. I don't. Not if we keep with this Luke Getsy and in this scheme. I don't think we can do it. And if we can't win 10 games, then what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, we messed up by losing some games that we should have won. We were supposed to, but then again, we won some games that we probably thought we were going to lose. But regardless, but the thing with Getsy, I know a lot of people have been tough on Getsy for the most part, but when I went back and kind of again pulled some of the plays and watched, there were some that had bad spacing. You're absolutely right, especially like that interception.
That was horrible. Why is everybody on top of each other here?
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
Come on.
But when we broke it down, it almost seemed like someone did something incorrectly because you're right. Like there's no reason why Jacoby should have veered off to the left. It's almost like Jacoby. It looks like he was supposed to be doing a rub, and he should have just either stayed there or like went across field. But there's no reason why he should have went left because that's where everybody else was. Because he should have been the one that took, like he should have took CP2. Like he should have took Surtain. Surtain should have followed him, but whatever. But I think the biggest thing when I look at Getsy is I think back at how many like wide open throws did Minshew miss? And it's like when you look at stuff like that, is that really a play calling issue or is that a player execution issue?
Well, again, my major criticism, I've been hollering this all season long. If we're not gelling, if we can't get in the right spots at the right time, why did we miss that 3rd preseason game? That was a free one. That was a free one.
We always do that. Like like that, like little stuff like that. Like I don't know who told people in that organization that were good enough to have time off.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, for as bad as we are, we don't need no time off. Like, honestly, and I told everyone, and I know people thought I was crazy. I think we should have had joint practices too.
Yeah. No, you can't. This is why I never bought this gelling thing. I understand you have to gel and it's going to leak into the season. I get that. But when you're not doing everything when it's free, well, how are you going to do it? When it's worth something? That doesn't make sense to me. So then what is preseason for?
Yeah, don't have it at all.
Then don't have it at all.
Don't have it at all because you might get hurt. Yeah,
exactly. That is what it's for. So you can, you doing it with the red jerseys on. Don't touch nobody. Don't hurt nobody. I get that. But in preseason, you going and you get into that speed. So if it doesn't matter to you, well, don't come complaining now during the damn season.
Yeah.
So no, I just can't buy it. And that's not a player's execution problem. That's a coaching problem. Now, who called that shot? I don't know.
Wait, what are you talking? Oh, you talking about the game
for the preseason?
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying is, but still, if guys are like open and we're just not hitting them,
right? Sure.
It's like,
there's a lot that you can put a lot on the players also. That I don't know if you agree. I haven't heard you on this specific point, but that Brock Bowers throw the other day from AOC that got picked. I'm like, Bowers, what? Why is your head looking the other way? And you barely turn around. The ball's already in your face.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And that needs to be coached.
Yeah.
Now, yes, there's an execution problem, but you tell the player, hey, man, when this happens, you need to be looking at this time, at this moment.
Yeah.
That's a coaching thing.
That is coaching. That is.
So you know what I'm saying? It is both, though. I'm not arguing the point that.
It's definitely both. Yeah.
I'm not, that, but this just not getting open spaces, not getting. That's the part that kills me the most, man. Everybody running into each other and shit out there. Look like the Bad News Bears out there, man. Golly. And that you have to coach that, because you have to say, look, you need an extra yard here, an extra yard. You need to be here. That's a coaching issue to me. You know. Now, if you're dropping balls, I can't put that on nobody but you.
Yeah.
You're a professional and that ball is hitting two hands, that's on you.
And think of how many big key drops we've had this year so far. I feel like the first 3 games, Davante had like 2 a game damn near.
I know. Yeah.
There's
definitely player execution issues there.
Yeah. Also. So it's like, but that's always my whole point. Like, this offense, the issues with this offense is not on one player. And that's why I want people to be careful. You got to manage your expectations, because if you think that AOC is just going to come in here and just be a savior, that's where I'm like, guys, because what I don't want to hear is after 2 games, everyone talking about Carter Bradley. That's what I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not, no, that's not it. Again, AOC is not going to come in here and be, he's not going to be miraculous.
Yeah.
But again, I think that we can keep our defense off the field a little bit longer with some longer throws, with some more accurate throws, and all this, and this goddamn run pass punt is just
that's what gets me. That's what gets me.
Killing me. Now
that's what gets me.
Now that. Okay, so let's talk about this. That is a coaching thing. This dude got a green dot on his helmet, and you telling him this is what we're going to run. He goes to the huddle, and he tells everybody this is what we're going to run. And it's constant. I had my son just turned 16 on Saturday, and he was sitting right next to me watching the game saying, oh, this is about to happen right here. Play after play after play. Come on, man.
Disgusting.
Come on now. You got to be kidding me with that. So, somebody's got to mix that up. And that's another reason why I think that AOC may be a better option, because it looks, and this is just optics. I can't say for sure, but it looks like he goes up in there and he's saying, and he's communicating some type of way. I wasn't seeing that from Minshew. And again, it's just an opinion, but I think it's just a better option. I'm not by any means saying that he's, whatever, that he's gonna suddenly do something. But
Yeah, we'll see. A couple chats I wanted to let's see. So UEP said because you don't want to risk injuries in preseason, and I get that. My only pushback is, some of these other teams, like I think with the Steelers, and again, I always talk about the Steelers, but they play their guys, man. I mean, you see the Chiefs, they still play their guys.
But
And I think
how long
someone else.
does that, how far do you take that though? So
Yeah.
do you drop all the starters out when you're losing a game also? Like how far do you take that? Or do you
Right?
not
Yeah, because it's a meaningless game at that point.
Exactly. So
That's how we lost Derek Carr.
Yes. Yes. So do you not play him the first 3 games of the season? Because
That's a good point.
That's
That's a good point.
Slope.
That's
a
good
slippery
point.
slope.
That's a hell of a point. Yeah, like it. Yeah. It's a good point. And Rambo said training camp now is a joke. NFL PA has neutered any reasonable contact. That is why the first 4 weeks of the season are crap. First time players have really hit and tackle, or have hard time hitting and tackle. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's true. There's a lot of truth to that comment there. But at the end of the day, that's the game, and everybody has to play by the same rules though. So, but yeah, it's a valid point.
Yeah. There's a good comment here. He was referring to UEP. Say injuries happen no matter what. Kuntz down with non-contact. How many players are on IR now? Every team, because they are not ready to play. That's a good point.
I mean, it's an even playing field. Everybody's going through the same things.
Yeah. No, for sure. Said run, pass, punt. That's our nickname. The last one. Yeah, that bothers me, and I know you've heard me say it so many times. We need to be a pass first team to be able to set up our run. That's where our weapons are. I know we got some injured right now, but we just don't have the personnel to be a run dominant team. No one's going to really respect our run. No one's going to respect the play action really, because they're like, you guys are 30th in the NFL in rushing. So he said Ice Cube should make a rap using that. Who is the Raiders play callers? Getsy. Let's see, I hear that, Rambo, but it seems a little more during preseason when a key player goes down. See, third down, stress me the F out. It's like hearing a DJ that plays that same crap every time. You can call out the songs before they play it for sure.
Yeah, this running the ball on 3rd and 18 is killing me.
Oh yeah.
Good.
No, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, and again, it goes back to being aligned. Like what are we doing on? Like, what's our identity? Like, like if it's 3rd and 5 and we're on the plus side of the field, and you run the ball, I expect you ran the ball knowing we're going to go for it on 4th down. Why are we running the ball on 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6?
Sure.
And then you're going to punt the ball on 4th and 2.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. And again, that takes me back to, I believe that AP isn't being the shot caller that he needs to be right now. And I'm hoping that this week that changed.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here saying that AP is the guru of anything, but we looked a lot better at the end of last season than we do this season.
True. It's
I don't think anybody can really argue that.
No. And I feel like everybody played more relaxed. And I mean, there's a lot of things to take into account. I mean, I don't know. Like, honestly, I want things to work out. We'll see what Aidan has. Just got to have realistic expectations, man.
Yeah.
Well, Scotty, man, I appreciate you hanging out with me, man, today on this Thursday, man. You could have been doing anything else, man. You could have been. I know you had some things you had going on anyway, man. So I really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate the invite on the show, man. I had a really good time, and comment section is great. Hit the like button, man. You guys subscribe. I think probably everybody subscribed already, but that really helps out everything. Chris is putting out some great stuff, man. Great stuff. I like y'all show.
I appreciate it
here, and that show you guys do too. I love that. you guys do some really good content. I love it. So
I appreciate it, man. We've been working hard, man. But the question of the day, man, are you going to start yours at any time, man? Because
I don't know,
you
man.
and Spicy got a good thing going, man.
I like working with Spicy. She got some good stuff going on. I like the way that I like the shows that's gonna keep it real, man. Let's keep.
Oh
it
yeah,
real.
and you need that. You need that, man.
Keep it a buck. We can all go out here and be like, oh yeah, win, lose, or tie, Raiders till I die. That's great, man. We get that. Nobody's changing teams, but we can be critical of what the situations are, and have some insight on some things too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Adventures. Appreciate you, brother. I know you are on the other channel with us too.
Yeah, UEP. He said, "Yeah, Scotty, great insights." And say, "Yeah, Scotty has some great insights, man."
Appreciate you.
And like we said, man, anyone that does not know, man, make sure you guys, check out their show they have every Monday, man. And it's Monday Night Madness, they call it, and it's an open chat. So they put the link up there. So if anyone wants to go on there and you can go you can have the video up, or you can not have the video and you can just talk it out, and you can you can vent, say whatever you want to say, and it's fun, man. It's a fun show.
And just the only thing, like we say, hey man, look, just everybody be respectful. Everybody's got an opinion. That's all we're doing is having opinions here, and just be respectful. But come on out and air it out. Everybody's got a lot to say. Come on over.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Mondays on YouTube, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. For Life Our Raiders story.
Yep. Raider Deb, you need to go on that, girl. You need to go on that. You can just click the link and
come on.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. Real quick, let's see a couple. Let's see. My man said, "What happened to the vertical game philosophy that made our team great?" Yeah, that's definitely an Al Davis thing. But to be honest, I think the NFL's just kind of changed. It's kind of hard to really do a complete vertical game nowadays because these defensive linemen are insane. Like, you can't have a vertical game when Max Crosby is chasing you every play. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, Rambo. I just think the game has changed for the most part.
I saw Adam Butler run down a running back last week.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like you got these big guys, man. They're not big like they. I mean, they're still big, but these guys can move, man. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing, man. I think the vertical game, it's easier to defend, I would say. That's just my guess, but and UEP said, if Getsy lays another egg, are we ready to get a new play caller? If so, do we have one in the building? Yeah, that's the
question of the day.
Yeah, like honestly, I think they filming or whatever. He was a coach before. But I'm not sure as far as like this is play calling. And then I know that Scott Turner, he called plays a while back. So, again, that's one thing I feel like AP didn't do. He didn't have a backup plan for play calling offense. I think on defense, he's good. If worse came to worse, you got a Rob Ryan, you got a Marv Lewis, on the staff who's done it before. I just don't feel like offense we have it at that point, but we'll see. Yeah. Hopefully don't get to that point. So, all right. Well, Scotty, I appreciate you, my friend, man. Thank you so much. Shield Squad, man, I appreciate you guys as always, man. You guys know I really, really cannot do this without you guys. On the way out, hit the like button, man. If you guys do like what I do, share it to a Raider fan that you work with or a friend or whatever. It really helps out the channel, man. I almost go on every day now. I think I do 5 days out of 7, man. So, I'm trying to keep it going, and I love this team so much. And this is kind of therapeutic for me, man, to be able to kind of, I could be out doing a lot of other things, man. So the fact that I'm at home drinking water, man, it could be a lot worse.
Listen, I appreciate the fact that you work on your PTSD there, Chris. Maybe I need to do a little bit more of my Raider PTSD.
Man, you don't understand, man. It helps, man. It helps. Like I used to be so bad, man. Like it would mess up my day. I'd just be so pissed. Now I can just a lot of times just let the fans talk and hear other perspectives, like listening to you, like you you opened up my mind today just about other ways and so I really appreciate that, man. So salute, man. So everybody, man, thank you guys again. Make sure you guys, check out all my TRS brothers, man. My boy Turf, Rundown, Leo, man. Make sure you check us all out. Salute to my boy Severe, my boy 805, Spicy, everyone that I work with, man. So let's keep it real, and I will see you guys next time, man. As I always say, players and coaches come and go, but we must always protect the shield. You guys be safe. I love y'all.
We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. Just one.